What's going on, gang? We back in the building. We here in effect, live and direct. It's your boy Phantm Phuego, Phantm Phuego. Say it with your chest, motherfucker. Shit. Oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those shows today, gang. I'm in my bag. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling overjoyed, happy, appreciative, gratitude. Feeling grateful for living in this abundance. I'm feeling hella gratitude for all the amazing people in my life, in my cipher, in my circle. For the people who decided to get out my circle, I'm grateful, and I have gratitude for them as well because, like, like being said in the song, nigga, tighten up your circle before they hurt you. Read their body language. 85% communication, non-verbal. You know what I'm saying? They'll show you the rest, man. Just, never get your strings pulled from the puppet masters. Fuck them other bastards and watch who you puffing after. You know what I'm saying? You'll be here against all odds if you just follow those rules, man. Can you feel the Grim Reaper floating? Foul preacher quoting scriptures from Revelation. Talk about you got the devil waiting, body all shook up, soul. Yo, what the fuck was he on when he wrote that, bro? Just think about it, man. Like, that's a fucking amazing track. Like, think, where are you at in your headspace when you write? Can you feel the Grim Reaper floating? Foul preacher quoting scriptures from Revelation, talking about you got the devil waiting, body all lift up, soul levitating. Why do I speak blasphemy? Knowing one day they'll ask for me. I go through it so they wouldn't do it after me. Ask for me. Oh, I'm still pitching on the block. Yo. I'm not the captain of the boat, but I'm on the yacht. Bro, like, nigga, what is talking through you? Like, think about that, man. Like, damn it. Like, Super Beanie Siegel, man. Jeez, I don't think that dude get his. Yes, amazing. He's had an amazing career. But do you think really, like, some of them dudes that was on rock really get their flowers like they supposed to? And I mean, we could go down this. We could do this for a lot of people from that era. But, like, think about rock at their height. Who they had on the roster. You think a dude like Beans really get his credit? Like, Jay-Z had some ass on the roster. You know what I'm saying? Some ass. He had some might spitties. But talk about people who rap the streets, could put the songs together. All that, like really was a package of all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people would be like, the rock created Beans. There's an argument for a label being able to cultivate a brand and help it to grow and rise to where it should be. But those things had to intrinsically be there. What you mean by that, Phantom? What the fuck you talking about intrinsically better? Yeah, like those characteristics, those flavors, those parts of a person have to already intrinsically be inside them. Those things, and I said intrinsically to explain intrinsic. Dickhead move. Never mind. That was some mansplaining shit right there. Anyway, think about it like this. If you take a picture or if I record a record, there are certain things already inherent in the photo, right? In the environment that I'm shooting, in the sonic qualities of the thing I'm recording or the person's voice. They might have a little gravel in the back. They might be a singer and she has this beautiful wispy airiness to her voice that's just like so addictive and so infectious. It might be a woman like Amy Winehouse who's got kind of a balance of that a growl and almost like a airiness, but a pain as well. Try to make me go to rehab. I say no. You know what I mean? It might be whatever it is. There are qualities already inherent. There's already value. And when you can put that thing that already has all this potential, all of these untapped gems inside, all of this coal waiting to be steamed and burst into diamonds, you can get the most value. But that potential had to already exist in that particular individual. You know what I'm saying? You can take the machine and put it around anybody. But if that body doesn't have something for the machine to pump that is cool enough that it can be packaged and sold, or that's new enough that it can be used to create a new type of trend, and it's strong enough that when it stands on that ledge by itself to create the trend, it has a magnetic attraction that can pull people toward it. And it can last the test of time to really justify people going away from the norm and slowly piling up over there. Beans, one of those. You could put on a couple Beans records right now, man, and people still go, oh, yeah. You could put on 1-900 Hustler anywhere. It's just one of those records, man. It just got that energy around it. Just got that energy. But if you put on Feel It in the Air, I'm doing the mean face, look to the side. Just his ghetto point of view, man. It's just, this is one of those records. You can just put that shit on and just, one of my favorite records of all time, without question. I'm always calling that record. I'm always, man, like I feel that record really speaks to a lot of things that go on in life, that have gone on, that continue to go on, that will go on. You can feel it in the air. I can hear it in your voice. You see it? Like, oh man, I can feel it in the air. I can hear it in your voice. I can feel it in the air. High as fuck. Oh man, it's a good time to be had. I hope you guys, despite all the craziness, you got national rallies going on, Proud Boys, 3%ers, 1%ers, etc. Having, national rallies allegedly all over on 4/11. I ain't see too many national rallies going on. That's not to say people haven't been protesting, rallying, rioting, but I didn't see these quote unquote nationalists doing all that. I saw some rallies, absolutely, but where did I see rioting and real turn-ups with the police happening? Unfortunately, very sadly, a lot of that was around the issues going on associated with the fights for civil justice. And so, some people may be like, well, they're fighting for civil justice. They have every right to get out there and burn things up and break things and destroy businesses and destroy cars and hurt people that don't agree with them, and because they're fighting for civil justice. But if it's his ghetto point of view, I don't think you have that right. You know what I'm saying? I don't think You have the right to burn down somebody's business. I really don't. And here's why. Now, if we declaring war and we just at war is war. You know what I'm saying? But if we gonna protest, and the way we gonna protest is we gonna go burn down this old black lady's corner store. Nah, that what? And we gonna spray paint Black Lives Matter on it while we burn down this old man's laundromat. We gonna burn down this old black man's laundromat. What in the French? Where does that make sense? Like, just tell me. Like, we could really get into this conversation. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. HISGHETTOPOINT. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. Let's have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if these protesting and burning things down and breaking cars and getting in police people's face is going to resolve the problem. Now, if we feel that people are being disrespected, why don't we just stop shopping? Like, let's really, like, if y'all really, one of my favorite web series of all time. Some of you guys may have never seen it. If it's still on YouTube, check it out. YouTube may have pulled it down at this point, though. Money and Violence. Money and Violence. One of my favorite series of all time. You young boys be wildin'. All this money and violence. All this money and violence. All this money and violence. But let's really dig into that. Because why are the young boys wilding? Well, generally the youth are only the way they are because of the nature and the nurture, right? So they are products of their environment. Whatever vaginal womb they popped out of and however healthy or toxic that was. And it's like, oh, you're not allowed to say that. Fuck that shit. However healthy or toxic a woman's womb was has a serious play on the baby that comes out of that womb. And however healthy or toxic her environment was, whether she was being abused, whether she was being loved and taken care of and nurtured during that pregnancy, and even before, into that pregnancy, into inception of that pregnancy, is all going to play a role in that child. And then, on top of all of that, whatever she's eating, whatever the environment is around her, whether it's chaotic, whether it's peaceful, whether it's relaxed, whether it's a highly educating environment or one that's just about being lazy and just watching nonsense on TV all day, all of that is going to affect the baby that's growing for 8, 9, 10 months, 9.5 months, 9 months inside this woman's womb. Beautiful womb thing. Beautiful. Like, women have literally the power to bring stuff into existence on this planet. Crazy, right? Insane. So, and understanding that nature helped develop that child. Also the nurture, so the environment as well. So I'm a fan of, it's both. I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's both. But I think if you had to put one over the other, you might have to put nature. You might give it a slight edge. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are born with certain deficiencies, the nurturing of your environment may be able to help you supplement for them, but it might not be able to help you replace them. Like if you were born without legs because of you had a junkie moms, or that might not be something that the environment can help you completely overcome. We got Grubhub, Postmates, DoorDash, we got TaskRabbit and all that. So, you might not have to have functioning legs as much as one may have had to previously when the society wasn't this, technologically advanced or what have you. But, you can even get a pair of prosthetic legs and you can run around. You can even become an Olympic sprinter with prosthetics, prostheses these days. You know what I'm saying? But it's not 100% the same, So the nurture of the environment will help you adapt. but your nature will be your nature. So I think nature may have a slight edge in which one affects more, but I think environment and nurture can truly help balance. Maybe not create 100% of a balance, but get you maybe to 75% of what you want to be, where you want to be, if that makes sense, right? So, and understanding my whole spiel on nature versus nurture, and how you're born versus how the environment around you helps you mold and change. Somebody born in a crazy hood type environment is going to have the potential to be really out there, really wild, really violent. Somebody born in a really ritzy environment may have, a more upscale sensibilities about themselves. And also the opposite reverse can be true. There's always outliers. There's always people that just carry on how they carry on. But at the end of the day, the long and short of what I'm trying to say is environment and nature are very important. So think about this. These young boys be wilding. All this money and violence. I'm a very big believer in as above, so below. As a below, so above. What do you mean? As above, so below. We have a nation which was built in bloodshed. Like, let's just call it what it is. Our nation was built in bloodshed, and our nation has continued to survive and move forward and march on, so to speak. This truth keeps marching on, right? For that drumbeat to continue on into, the next age, that has taken a lot of missiles being fired at a lot of people, a lot of gunshots, a lot of people being apprehended, arrested, tortured, waterboarding, the whole 9 yards. That's just facts. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. I am just restating history, right? So when they say these young boys be wild and all this money and violence, let's understand why the young boys is wilding. Because they are living in a country which was built on money and violence. But when they commit money and violence, they're looked at as these horrible individuals. But when we look at George Washington, we smile. We give him his own national holiday. Oh, but you can't compare some miscreant. You can't compare some miscreant, some ne'er-do-well, some hoodlum, some hoodlum. These words is getting darker. Some delinquent. Delinquent. You can't compare some delinquent to our nation's founding father. You can't compare some delinquent to our nation's founding father. I can and I did, though. I can and I will, yo. Yeah, nah. If you grow up in schools in this country, you see that this country was won through money and violence. If you watch any of the movies that are popularized and made and glamorized in this country, you see that all the heroes win the girl, get the loot, have a happy ending. If it's an action film, if it's a suspense film, there's a ton of money and violence. Even some comedy films, there's money and violence. If you don't have it, you go violently take it. We make it look cool. So why would young people in the hood, growing up seeing that, growing up learning that in school, growing up seeing that on that, being exposed to that on television, movies, etc., the internet, social media, why would people see that and not think that's how you get it? Even before social media, you saw that in movies, you saw that, heard that on the radio, you saw that in television shows. That was how you got to it. All this money and violence because the senators, the Congress people, the people who run the country practice money and violence. And they do it with a smile on their face to a T. And they're always justifying how shitty the other people are, so they deserve these gunshots, nigga. Bang, bang, bang. Right? So, I love Money and Violence. It's a great show. Oh, that show is mad fucked up. It's teaching all these bad things. It's got some interesting characters in it. I love Rafe, though. He's my guy. Right? Educated, hustler dude. Just out here trying to get it. Unfortunately, sometimes that gets you caught up, you know? Unfortunately, sometimes that gets you caught up. But literally everybody I've showed that show to, from young people to older people, really enjoyed the show. And it goes to show you that if you have a good idea, it will sell. Because, you know, as I've gone to school and I've learned about shooting and production and I've looked back at the show, I could complain about all these, they don't know what they're doing with the cameras and this and that. They had a great idea and they consistently rocked that thing to the point where everybody who was the main characters from that are now much better, bigger and better positions if they took that opportunity and pushed it forward. If they didn't, they didn't. But if they took that opportunity and pushed it forward to the next level, they got pretty far having that on their resume. Of course, some people in the industry look at them like, they're not really trained actors and this and that. Well, the smart thing would be to take that opportunity and go do some real acting training. Go do get some real talent coaching. Go take your skills and push them to the next level. If this is really what you want to pursue, make it happen. And I honestly think they just probably should have just stayed on YouTube, because had they just kept getting their numbers up on YouTube would have been essentially, especially where YouTube is at now, they would have been making so much money just off of YouTube. They would have been making so much money just off of YouTube. They didn't need to take a deal. They could have went directly to Netflix. They were ahead of their time. They needed a streaming platform to come in and buy that. Not a Jay-Z, rock, this, that deal. Nah, they needed a streaming platform to come in and buy that. Because Jay-Z bought it to shelf it. Because that's what Jay-Z do with shit. You know what I'm saying? That idea was too good. And he couldn't just let that shit sit out there. So, and I don't think he personally was the one that went at it. I'm sure whoever runs that part of the brand he works for. Yeah, I said it. The brand he works for put that whole deal in place. Which is cool. I think now you can watch like the old stuff on Lionsgate or whatever, but it's like, what the hell, man? Like, there's way worse series that are like globally pushed out. While their series, it's like it's been hidden and pushed down, and you got to go through all this nonsense to get to it. Never sell your dope shit, man. Like, that's the long and short of it. Is never sell. You know how big Money and Violence would have been had they just stayed hungry and just stuck with the plan and just kept doing it. They didn't need a deal. They could have went straight to Netflix for $100 million. $200 million could have went straight to Netflix. They just didn't. Man. But I'll leave that. Those would be the criticisms I would have of that. Nothing about the technical stuff, because a dope story will sell itself. The technical acumen comes with time. Ownership, y'all. Fucking ownership, man. It bites you in the ass every single fucking time. Giving up your ownership bites you in the ass every single goddamn motherfucking time. Oh, but I need some bread. Oh, I need this. Well, then try to leverage a deal. Partial ownership. Temporary leasing. Something, guys. Something. I can only imagine the vultures and the poachers that was in their ear. Yo, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you this. And at the end of the day, being in business, the point of being in business is so you can then turn around and flip to other businesses. You know, you might be in the business of selling businesses, like a Nas, like a Dame Dash. I respect it. But if you really in the business because you a creator and you just want to create, and you start really churning out something beautiful, like Master P said, man, if they'll offer you 10 million, it's worth 100. If they offer you 10 million, it's worth 100. And yes, that sounds easy for me to say from, oh, has anybody offered you 10 million, Phantm? Oh, I'm going to get my offer. Don't worry about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've already screwed some offers because people already see the Joe Buttons in me. People already see the Joe Buttons in my swag. So, you know, they know certain shit. I'm not even going to offer him that because he's just going to laugh. He's just going to laugh. So, you know, but that is the cross I bear on this road, because I know when I get to the right offer, after I have created enough buzz around what I do, it's going to be fair, it's going to be equitable, it's going to be generational, it's going to be something that my kids can eat off and they kids, you know what I'm saying? Because if not, I could just keep it to myself and just keep pushing it and let the streets love it and let the streets feed it and let the streets support it. Like, come on. Like, to be honest, the dudes at Money and Violence, it would have been dope if at some point they figured out how to charge people like 10 cents to watch the show, or a penny. They was getting so many views that had they just been charging people a penny to watch each episode, or 10 cents, 5 cents, a quarter, charge them a quarter, and they get access to the episode forever. Charge them a quarter a week, $1 every month to watch 4 dope episodes. If they would have got, if they get 1 million views a episode, and you just charging people $1 a month to watch, $1, y'all, a fucking dollar, 50 cents. Fuck it, niggas is poor. Charge them 50 cents to watch. 99 cents. Fuck it, charge them 99 cents a month, and they get to watch the show. They get all the behind the scenes exclusive content. They get to pop out to meet and greets, first exclusives to tickets and stuff. Come behind the scenes. Come watch us film an episode. Be in an episode. Man, there's just so much to be said for just owning your shit, man. Doing something extremely well and owning it. Owning it. Not letting no one take it from you. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, you gotta ride out so many storms. Yeah, you're gonna have so many temptations. I am not saying this is easy, but winning is not for easy niggas. Winning is not for easy niggas, nor does it come easily. Winning is not for those who just want. Winning is not a microwave popcorn type of entree. Winning is something that takes time. Winning is taking them popcorn kernels, put them in a pot, and letting it go. That's winning. It's a slower process. It's a slow cook. There's a grind to it. It takes its time. Winning is preceded by a series of failures. Winning is always preceded by a series of failures. It's not going to happen for you like that. It's just not. It's unrealistic to think that way. It is unrealistic to think that way. No matter what field it's in. Think about it. If you're coding an app, it takes time to code the app. Or if you're not the coder, if you just came up with the design, so now you have to give that design to other people, meet with them, go back and forth, test the products. I mean, it's winning takes time. If you're putting out a dope album, writing the music, getting the mixing, getting the mastering, getting the marketing, or if you're doing those things yourself, that takes time. Choreography, PR, hiring the right publicist, hiring the right team around you, hollering at the particular right DJs, going to the right events. You know what I'm saying? Joining the right DJ pools, marketing pools. You know what I'm saying? Creating a street team, creating buzz around yourself. Interviewing at the right publications and on the right platforms. Like, winning takes time. Winning takes time. Winning takes time. Winning takes time. Winning also leaves clues. Success always leaves clues. There are blueprints and DNAs force in the minds and in the eyes and in a successful people. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely winning leaves clues. Winning leaves clues, y'all. We're going to take a quick break. That was a lot. That was good, man. We got a lot out. That was great. That was real positive. That went a lot of different places. I like that. We're going to jump back into this, though. We'll be right back. It's your boy, Phantm Phuego. This is his ghetto point of view. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bringing you the news, views, previews, and reviews. With just a twist of his ghetto point of view. Ooh, ooh. Right? We'll be right back. Yeah, we back. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to just go ahead and get myself into some trouble today. You know, feel free to curse me out. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. But I'm going to go ahead and get myself in some trouble. So, hi. Listen, yeah, fuck it. All right, listen, fuck it. Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter ain't shit. I'm sorry. That organization is horrible. It's trash. It ain't shit. It's not helping a damn soul. It's not doing anything for the black communities that they say that they are here to defend and uphold and serve. And their entire construct is based on redefining the family unit, destroying the nuclear family as it once was, and creating this narrative where the only time an only good black man, it seems, is a dead black man. And if you disagree with that, that's your business. This is his ghetto point of view, where I bring you the news, views, previews, and reviews with the twist of his ghetto point of view, mine, Phantm Phuego. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down to have this conversation with you, change my mind. All they do is raise money to destroy. That's all they do. In the 6 months, everybody keeps talking about this $90 million. An article came out in The Economist, which shows in the 6 months after the loss of George Floyd and, you know, his murder, Black Lives Matter raised over $10.6 billion. Billion with a B. Everybody keeps talking, oh, they raised $90 million. They raised $90 million. Black Lives Matter raised $10.6 billion. Why people keep talking about this over 90 million? Because if people say Black Lives Matter raised $10.6 billion in 6 months, you see, now it gets people hot. That'll make people hot. That'll make people blood boil. $10.6 billion. 90 million people still whatever, man. You don't know what you're talking about. No. I know basketball players that make more than $90 million. Whatever, that's nothing. James Harden got that. No. They raised $10.6 billion according to the Economist report. $10.6 billion. Oh, so what that mean? What you trying to say? Like, you acting like they don't be doing nothing for the people? They out there fighting. They on the front lines. They're always protesting and funding the protest and helping get protesters out of jail and funding more protests and paying for the rallies and making sure the message gets out there and voices are heard and they fight for people's rights. No, the fuck they don't. No, the fuck they don't. They are opportunists who looked for an opportunity and keep getting out there when there's a new opportunity. Little kids have been murdered and Black Lives Matter has not said a peep. A little girl got shot in her own apartment in the Bronx, 8-year-old, through the stomach. During pandemic time, she was just trying to go to school. They didn't say nothing. Another little girl was caught on camera having to give fellatio to some older boy that was in her home. They didn't say nothing. An 18-year-old boy, his mom's blacked on him. She cussed him out, told him to go get a job and stuff. You 18, 19. They were like immigrants from some country in Africa. Forgive me, it escapes me. He killed her. Black Lives Matter didn't say a peep. All of these happened back to back to back over the summertime. Black Lives Matter said not a motherfucking word. So many kids lost so much time away from school during this pandemic. Black Lives Matter did not say a fucking word. That is the future. Those are the people who we should be trying to protect and make sure that through education and getting a solid foundation, they will be able to have a brighter future. Black Lives Matter didn't donate a laptop, didn't donate a smart fucking phone, didn't donate no tablets, no Wi-Fi hotspots to kids in homeless shelters. Not a motherfucking thing. School lunches, knowing that a bunch of kids can't get to school. If they not getting school lunch, their parents cannot afford to feed them 3 meals a day. And without that fucking public school lunch, a lot of kids in this country are starving. Did Black Lives Matter open up mobile food banks? Tell me what the fuck they been doing with the money, yo. Oh, who are you to ask what they've been doing with the money? You right, I'm nobody. But why do we keep ignoring that several local chapters have been asking the national chapter for audits of the books? And nothing has happened, except now all of a sudden in response to that, they've opened up scholarships for certain chapters only where they can apply for up to $500,000 in grants. Excuse me? So you trying to pay niggas off to shut niggas the fuck up with little pennies of money while you out here buying luxury homes. And you've been buying luxury homes for the longest with the money from BLM. Are you moving any of the mothers into these homes whose children is being gunned down? Tamir Rice moms ain't say she got a home. Did the Bell family, Sean Bell's family get a home? Did Trayvon Martin's family get a home? Mike Brown's family get a home? But y'all buying tons and tons of luxury properties out here with money that y'all getting from the movement. Are y'all turning these into after school programs at daycare centers or home school unions to provide a more black-centered, African-centered, African-American-centered, an alternative school for wayward, homeless, struggling, academically behind? mentally troubled, mentally disabled, emotionally disturbed? Have they done any of those things? So how the fuck do we keep letting them sit there and say Black Lives Matter when they just riot, loot, and break shit? And they not even rioting and looting and breaking shit consistently. Because if you gonna riot, loot, and break shit, at least do it for the fucking little girl who was just trying to go to her Zoom class for school and was forced to give some grown. I'ma chill, y'all. I'ma be cool. If you don't like it when I'm cursing and when I'm in my bag with that, this might not be the episode for you. I apologize. We gonna talk some real stuff today. We gonna really get to it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna really have a conversation today, gang, because if Black Lives Matter won't riot, loot, and burn things down for a little 8-year-old girl who was shot in the stomach in her own apartment building in the Bronx, then who will they do that for? George Floyd, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Ahmaud Arbery. Justice for Dante, man. Absolutely. But why not justice for Richard Risher as well? Why not justice for so many people? Why not justice for Amadou Diallo yet? This is so. Where's the justice for Timothy Stansbury? Where's the justice for? We could keep going. This is BS, man. This is absolute nonsense. We picking and choosing who we feel we want to give justice for. Where's the justice for Little Legend? Got the back of his head blown out. Where's Black Lives Matter? Why is Black Lives Matter not saying anything when a policeman shot a little baby in the back of the head? Where's the riot there? A little 1-year-old baby was shot in the back of the head and had to have his skull removed. Where's Black Lives Matter in Arkansas when this woman made this little boy unclog the toilet with his bare hands, trying to teach him a lesson about not using too much? Where the fuck is Black Lives Matter at? Come on, man. Don't tell me, they can't do everything. They literally have local chapters in every city. And then sub chapters, those chapters have smaller offshoots. So they literally have a connected network all across the country in most major areas where there's large black populations and can easily get to just about anywhere in the country should they need to. They've got buses, they have access to planes, they have access to capital. But you see, the national unit has access to that, while the local units are suffering. And when the local units call for audits and call for money, it's let's just ignore that. The people really on the streets, the people really putting themselves in danger, the people really getting beat by the police to push and trumpet your message that's coming down from the national office are left without a dime, are left to rot, are left with criminal records, are left unable to be hired. So what are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? Black Lives Matter is very selective about the lives that matter to them, no? Shit is kind of crazy. his ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. HISGHETTOPOINT. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. Feel free to cuss me out. Tell me I'm bugging. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm effing crazy. I have lost my mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to stay in my lane. I need to just go shut up and rap or engineer or do any of the things that I go do. Please feel free to tell me his ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. Shouts out to AJ's Kitchen, AJSKITCHINN. You can find them on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. AJ's Kitchen at gmail.com for all orders. Proudly serving the NYC area. Vegan, amazing foods, desserts, treats for the kids. They'll never know it's vegan. Shh, don't tell them. They'll never know. AJ's Kitchen at gmail.com. AJSKITCHINN. Blessing us with all this amazing vegan food as always. And shouts to Atum Ray's Pantry for the amazing infused topicals, and Grandma's Goodies for them amazing edibles. Grandma's Goodies on Instagram. Holla at them. Shouts to the manager over there, Mr. Green. He's a great dude. So those three companies, much love, much love. All right, so according to the Daily Mail, there's an article, how much of her money is actually going to charitable causes, ? Head of NYC BLM chapter calls for probe into organization's co-founder as it's revealed she has spent $3 million plus on 4 luxury homes. And this is not the first time they have bought luxury homes. So let's get into it. So the key points: Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors, 37, recently bought a plush property. Sorry, gang. My apologies once again. Recently bought a plush property in Topanga Canyon in a tiny area of Los Angeles for $1.4 million. She also bought 3 other homes in the past 5 years, the New York Post reports. The head of New York City's BLM chapter is now calling for an investigation into the organization's finances, asking how much Cullors has contributed to charity. BLM brought in $90 million in donations last year. It emerged in March. That is not true. Black Lives Matter brought in $10.6 billion, and I wish that a lot of these articles would stop letting them off the hook talking about this $90 million number. The head of New York City's Black Lives Matter chapter is calling for an independent investigation into the organization's finances after it was revealed a co-founder snapped up a $1.4 million home in a ritzy Los Angeles neighborhood. People out here can't pay their rent. People out here about to get evicted. It's about to be the biggest eviction crisis that's been in this country in a long time, all across the country. And you got this woman having at least 7 homes under the Black Lives Matter brand or one of her subsidiary companies that is without question funded with the money she gets from Black Lives Matter. Because what else this goddamn woman spend her time doing? Stop playing games. Patrisse Cullors, 37, who is a co-founder of Black Lives Matter and a self-professed, quote-unquote, trained Marxist, recently purchased a plush property in Topanga Canyon, complete with a separate guest house and an expensive backyard. In Topanga Canyon, 88% of the residents are white and just 1.8% are black, according to the census, while the New York Post reports that Cullors also bought 3 homes in recent years that at a total cost of around $3 million. The AP reported that Black Lives Matter took in $90 million in donations last year, but it's not clear if or how Cullens is paid by the organization, as its finances are opaque, meaning they playing games. They not trying to have consistent fight. They don't want nobody auditing them books. We ain't never telling you where the bodies is buried. Fuck you. We are a non-profit organization. Oh, that shit is the hustle of hustles. Do you know that the NFL is a motherfucking non-profit organization? The NFL, y'all. The place that sells tickets to games and jerseys. Concession snacks. Season tickets. Meet and greets. Yeah, that place. The place that licenses its players' images and likeness to places like ESPN and Madden football games and mobile football games, etc. Yeah, that place is a non-for-profit, because this is how they do the game. Oh, the corporate the national head office is a non-for-profit, 501c7. Oh, but the individual teams, those are for-profit entities. But don't the NFL corporate office make money off of each team? Yeah, but you know, it just helps with operating and administrative cost. This is the game in this country, y'all. This is the motherfreaking game. The news had angered Hawk Newsom, the head of the Black Lives Matter of Greater New York City, who says a probe into color's finances are needed. If you go around calling yourself a socialist, you have to ask how much of your own personal money is going to charitable causes. And what's crazy is people are saying he's wrong for asking this. Excuse me? It's wrong to ask if a woman who calls herself a socialist and is here fighting for civil rights, it's wrong to ask her where the fuck her money's going. The money you give for the people to take care of black lives, where is that going? It's really sad because it makes people doubt the validity of the movement and overlook the fact that it's the people that carry this movement. In addition to the Topanga Canyon property, the New York Post reports that Colors and her husband also purchased a custom ranch on 3.2 acres in Conyers, Georgia last year. They not playing. In addition, for $415,000, the residence comes complete with its own pool and airplane hangar. These motherfuckers about to start having private planes, y'all. Additionally, the publication claims that property records show Colors has bought 2 other Los Angeles homes in recent years. In 2016, she is said to have paid $510,000 for a 3-bedroom home in Inglewood. In 2018, Colors added another home to her property portfolio by laying down $590,000 for a 4-bedroom home in South LA, the Post says. The Post reports that Colors was also eyeing property in the ultra-exclusive Albany Resort outside Nassau in the Bahamas, where Justin Timberlake and Tiger Woods have homes. The publication didn't cite sources for its information. However, news that Colors has purchased the $1.4 million Topanga residence raised eyebrows on social media earlier this week. Vallejo for Justice, a social movement that describes itself as an abolitionist and socialist collective in the struggle for liberation and self-determination and poor working class solidarity, said it was ill-judged flaunting of wealth. We're taking generational wealth off of the deaths of and struggle of black folks here, they tweeted. Justice Teams Network and BLM founder paid $1.4 million for a home. This past week, we bought a cot for our unhoused black elder friend to keep him off the ground. One LGBTQ activist described BLM as a quote-unquote racket. Jason Whitlock, a sports journalist, tweeted that she had a lot of options on where to live. She chose one of the whitest places in California. She'll have her pick of white cops and white people to complain about. That's a choice, bro. Author and activist Andy Ingo tweeted, Colors identifies as a communist and advocates for the abolishment of capitalism. But it seems like capitalism kind of is helping her get to the American dream, no? Just saying. Just his ghetto point of view. Another Twitter user called Colors a fraud and said her brand of Marxism apparently included buying a $1.4 million home. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are upset. Wow, Jason Whitlock said, do you even comprehend my take? She had a lot of options where to live. She chose one of the whitest places in California. Wow. Crazy. Colors founded Black Lives Matter with Alicia Garza and Opal Tillman and Tometi, I apologize, in 2013 in response to the acquittal of George Zimmerman, who killed Trayvon Martin. It is unclear if Colors is paid by the group, which is currently cleft by deep divisions over leadership and funding. Colors co-founders have left, and last summer, Colors assumed leadership of Black Lives Matter Global Network, the national group that oversees the local chapters of the loosely arranged movement. Colors' move has not been universally welcomed, reports Politico in October. Local organizers told Politico they saw little or no money and were forced to crowdfund to stay afloat. That's exactly what they have to do, which is disgusting. If these motherfuckers even got 90 million, help out. If y'all got 10.6 billion, what the? Some organizations say they were barely able to afford gas or housing. Some organizers, say they were barely able to afford gas or housing, but they got to be out there hitting them streets 24/7 while this woman has bought at least 4 homes, and some would argue 7. And was also looking at property in the Bahamas, allegedly. BLM's global network filters its donations through a group called 1,000 Currents, Insider reported in June, which made it even more complicated to trace the cash. Salome Lema, executive director of 1,000 Currents, told the site donations to BLM are restricted donations to support the activities of BLM. What? Donations to BLM are restricted to donations to support the activities of... That doesn't make sense. Last month, AP reported that BLM brought in $90 million in donations last year, leading to Michael Brown Sr. to join other Black Lives Matter activists demanding $20 million from Black Lives Matter's Global Network Foundation. They brought in $10.6 billion, sir, in 6 months. $10.6 billion. Brown, whose son Brown Jr. was killed by police in Ferguson, Missouri in 2014, says he and his advocacy group have been shortchanged by a larger BLM organization. Why hasn't my family's foundation received any assistance from the movement? Brown asked in a statement. Colors is yet to respond to the DailyMail.com's request for comment. The activist who married Janaya Khan, a gender-conforming leader of BLM in Toronto, leader of BLM in Toronto in 2016, has been in high demand since her 2018 memoir became a bestseller. In October, she publishes her follow-up, Abolition. She also works as a professor of social and environmental arts at Arizona's Prescott College, and in October 2020 signed a sweeping deal with Warner Brothers. What? A deal to do what with Warner Brothers? The arrangement is described as a multi-year and wide-ranging agreement to develop and produce original programming across all platforms, including broadcast, cable, and streaming. As a longtime community organizer and social justice activist, I believe that my work behind the camera will be an extension of the work I've been doing for the last 20 years, she said in a statement obtained by Variety. I look forward to amplifying the talent and voices of other Black creators through my work. She is absolutely caking off the movement, y'all. She's absolutely caking off of the movement. And you got other heads of chapters asking, how is she allowed to do this? Why is she allowed to do this? And where's our money at? You got Michael Brown's mother calling people out. You got Tamir Rice's mom calling out people. Sean King, among a litany of others. Benjamin Crump. Al Sharpton. This same crew of people who just is always around like vultures, preying on the carcasses of fallen Black men, preying on the carcasses of fallen Black women, eating at the dead, rotting flesh of young boys and girls, eating at the rotten, dead flesh of grown men and women, saying their lives matter while doing nothing to ever fix the situations which caused them to be in those predicaments in the first place. No job programs, no school programs, no tech programs, no financial programs, no entrepreneurship programs, nothing to develop those people who they say matter, to get them out of the communities where they are in such peril, or to change those communities from places of peril and danger to places of prosperity and hope. Nothing. And people, oh, well, it's not their job. So it's their job to buy multi-million-dollar homes all across the country with money they got, literally because people died. Is that what we say? Friends like this, man, who needs enemies? Friends like this, who needs a motherfucking enemy, man? This is disgusting. But you might disagree. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. Let me know if you disagree. We can have it out, man, because this is something interesting. That is a little crazy. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Shit. Yeah, we back. So as always, if this is your first time rocking with the show, thank you so much. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, add it to your playlist so you can be alerted anytime a new episode goes live. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Wednesdays and Sundays is when we get to it. You know how we do it. It ain't nothing to it. We do it like we do it for TV. Though they can't see me, Ray Charles and Stevie. Yeah, man, it's really appreciated everybody who continues to donate via the PayPal. And those who haven't had a chance to yet, it's very simple. PayPal.me/Phantm Phuego. PayPal.me/Phantm Phuego. Give whatever you can, as little as $1, as much as $1 million. It's all appreciated, and it all very much helps me get to where I'm trying to go. Also, Venmo at Phantm, PHANTM Phuego, PHUEGO-42, the number 4, the number 2. So Phantm Phuego-42 on Venmo, and PayPal.me/Phantm Phuego on PayPal. Definitely appreciate it. It's all love. I super appreciate it. The Cash App is coming. I know some people have complained. You got to get the Cash App up too. Some of us just have Cash App. It is in the works. So trust me, I do take everything you guys are saying to me at my hisghettopointofview@gmail.com, and I'm heating it, and I'm getting all those things worked out. So to make this as easy for everybody to support, to give love, to say thanks, to spread positivity as seamlessly as possible. But thank you so much to those who continue to donate. I have some people who every week hitting me, every time a show drop, hitting me, and that's the love that I need. It motivates me to know that this is something y'all want to hear. This is something y'all like the format. Y'all like what I'm doing. Y'all like the guests that's coming on. All these different professionals in so many different fields. This past show we just had on Sin, aka ncaa. You can catch him at the Popular Nobodies clothing line. The Popular Nobodies on everything. Also check out his website. Like he said, he got the buy 2 hoodies, get 1 free. Right now, that scarf hoodie is amazing. It comes in tons of colors. It's very beautiful. Check out the website, thepopularnobodies.com. Thepopularnobodies.com. Also, those Thou Shalt Not Sin socks are so fire. Thepopularnobodies.com. That is thepopularnobodies.com. Also, had the amazing Descendant MC pop through, show love. We had a really long, dope conversation, so wide-ranging. Talked about so many different things around hip-hop itself, but then also about him, his journey, his struggles, his successes, his ups, his downs, his breakthroughs, his triumphs. It was a really dope, introspective interview. Anybody that's an artist, anybody that's into fashion, anybody that's into business, anybody that's into entertainment law, into clothing, and into networking, into marketing, into finance, you guys are in the right place. This is his ghetto point of view. We bring you the news, views, previews, and reviews with just the twist of his ghetto point of view. Plus, we got the most amazing guests on the whole planet rolling through all the time, from actors, comedians, athletes, people in finance, people in health and wellness, people in sports, people in marketing, publicity. The list goes on and on. Business owners, entrepreneurs. I'm just so blessed to, have such a wide-ranging network of people that, agree to tap in. What can I say, man? It's a dope vibe. It's a dope vibe. It's the hippest ride in the galaxy. It's the coolest thing in the cosmos. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend. Wednesdays and Sundays is when we get it in. And please continue to donate. Please continue to donate. Please continue to donate. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to jump right back in. Shit. Yeah, we back. So one more thing before we get out of here today, gang. MSN.com reports, those that don't know, those that had not been aware, before I get into the article, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been, of course we talk about the coronavirus vaccines, has been suspended in many different places. Some places in Europe and other countries, they haven't even rolled it out yet, because there's been tons of reporting coming from smaller countries, South America, India, etc., of clotting, intense, very serious, very problematic blood clots, which will lead to death, that have been happening with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So number one, when they initially were talking about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, it only had about a 65 to 70% effectiveness versus the counterpart vaccines, the Moderna, the Pfizer, etc., which we have to take multiple shots of. And it has all of these different side effects. It had a much faster rollout. We thought the other ones had a fast rollout. The Johnson & Johnson came trotting behind them. So what, this thing had a couple months maybe? Yo, this is scary. And people are taking these things and shoving them into their system, yo. And every time something happens, it's, oh, this is rare. Oh, this is rare. All right. But if every single time something happens is rare, well, guess what? If y'all got to constantly report these rare occasions, all those rare occasions start to add up. Oh, this is a rare thing. But how many rare stories do you need to hear about before it is no longer a rare occurrence? How many articles need to pop up in the newspaper? How many news reports need to be shown? How many different doctors need to be speaking about it? How many different people you need to see on your social media saying their parent, their auntie, their uncle they little brother, they sister is having a bad reaction before it starts to be anecdotal, and before it stops to be just a small percentage, before it stops to be just a few cases, before it stops to be quote unquote rare and becomes what is actually happening to people en masse. Just something to think about. According to the article, the U.S. CDC said its analysis did not find any safety issues or reasons for concern. They are talking about the Johnson & Johnson shutdown. Recommending healthcare providers continue to administer the Johnson & Johnson vaccine following reports of adverse reactions to the shot. Washington, April 12th. Several states in the United States have temporarily shut down some vaccine sites after people suffered adverse reactions to the shot. A total of 18 people in North Carolina reported side effects, while 11 people in Colorado reacted to the shot with symptoms ranging from dizziness, nausea, fainting. Georgia was the third state to temporarily shut down a vaccine site following North Carolina and Colorado after 8 people suffered adverse reactions following vaccination. According to local officials, 1 person was sent to a nearby hospital for evaluation before being released. The other 7 were sent home after being monitored at the site. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said its analysis did not find any safety issues or reason for concern. The agency recommended that healthcare providers continue to administer the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Dun, dun, dun. Another big problem facing Johnson & Johnson is vaccine distribution. The supply of Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine is expected to drop by 85% nationwide this week. What? After the company suffered production issues at a facility in Baltimore, Maryland, according to federal officials and data. Oh, you talking about that 15 million that got burned up or something, or blown up? A manufacturing subcontractor in Baltimore mixed ingredients for COVID-19 vaccines from the COVID vaccines of Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca, delaying shipments of the Johnson & Johnson shot across the nation. What the hell? The plant is run by Emergent Biosolutions, a manufacturing partner to both Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca. Federal officials attributed the mistake to human error, which resulted in a contamination of up to 15 million doses of Johnson & Johnson. Jeff Zients, the White House coronavirus coordinator, said Friday that the company is still working to address the production issues in Emergent Biosolutions, which is not certified yet by the U.S. These niggas is not certified by the FDA, but they're doing. They not certified, but they making vaccines, y'all. Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine was approved for emergency use in the United States in late February. It is the third COVID-19 vaccine that has received FDA's authorization, also the first single-dose COVID-19 vaccine available in the United States. As of Monday, about 189 million COVID-19 vaccines have been administered, while more than 237 million COVID vaccine doses have been distributed. This is crazy. Guys, we gonna end on that one because this just don't make no sense. This absolutely makes no sense. This is your boy Phantm Phuego. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so whatever platform you're on, whether it be Anchor, Tidal, Spotify, Google Podcast, Radio One, Republic Radio, Pocket Cast, whichever platform you're listening on, I humbly appreciate you so much, and I thank you for your time. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to rock and vibe with me, and that's oh so much appreciated. The love is real, and the love is given right back. It's reciprocated in a full circle of family, community, trust, support, encouragement, honor, respect, and wisdom. Old school shit. Nah, man. Love you guys much. I see you guys on Sunday. This has been your boy Phantm Phuego. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Wednesdays and Sundays is when we get it in. Peace.